In this session, we're going to discuss inspections on the work orders. So from my home ribbon, I'm going to go to Enterprise Setup. I'm going to scroll down to Work Order Setup area. So in here, you're going to find a section called Inspections. So when we load a template into your system, we will typically have at least one or more inspections for each category. So here I have two categories that are in my system for the enterprise. I have oil, lube, maintenance, and tires and wheels. So if I click on tires and wheels, it's going to show my inspection for the tires and wheels. So to open this, I can just double click, I can right click and add it. I can always go up to the top left, add, edit, delete here. Okay. So if I double click it, it's going to open up the inspection checklist here. So you're going to have a title. That is going to be the header. So that's your title of your inspection. You can always change these titles. Typically, we won't have a description in here unless you want to put one in. These will also come with a labor line. Now the labor line is in here, so if you want, you can open the labor line by double clicking. And you can preset up maybe what you want to charge for this particular inspection. So whenever you're setting up labor back here for an inspection, price type none just means it's going to use whatever the default is for that customer or their vehicle. I can also pre-select a specific one that I have programmed in the system at the enterprise. So none would simply mean if I want to charge, let's say, a half hour for that inspection, it'll use whatever the rate is for that particular customer or vehicle when I put it on the work order. You can select any of your rates. A fixed rate just simply means I want to put a rate per hour that is not already in the system. I might say, well, look, when I do this inspection, I want to use a rate of 109.95. So that'll be a predetermined one. Now, the only thing that would override it there is if you have a pricing profile on a particular customer or vehicle. A fixed total, you can put a fixed total in. So what is a fixed total? A fixed total is going to give you control over time and money. So I might pay a technician a half hour, but I want to charge $29.95. So that fixes both of these. The technician hours, if you're using that, this is what the technician will get credited. So by doing this, I can preset up the charge. Now you do have the feature here where you can do not show line pricing. Basically what that'll do is when you print the invoice for the customer, this is how it's going to look. So what if I don't want this to show here? This half hour. I only want it to say labor and a total. So if I open this line, I can go to Format and Override. So here I'm telling it not to show it. So you can really take these inspection lines here as far as labor and parts and fine tune how you want them to look. Now on a work order for a service advisor, they're always going to see all the details. This is just the way it's going to print for the customer. If you'd like more details on how to set these up, there is a webinar on print documents, and it does go into quite a bit of detail on how to preset up packages and your documents and how you can even create new documents. You can code these inspections. If I wanted to code it, I just might call it TW for tires and wheels, something like that. On the inspection tab, this is going to be your checklist. So what can I do back here? Well, I can take any of these lines, I can click it, I can go up here and do an edit, I can change what it's called. I can also change this note side here. You can insert lines. So if I wanted to add a line in between TPMS and tire condition and wear, I just simply click on it and insert, and that's going to add a line for me. If I don't want a line in here, I can delete it. If I click on add inspection line, it will automatically add the line at the bottom of the checklist. At the bottom of the checklist. So if I add an additional line here, so let's just call it tires, large trucks or something. Just give it a name. I can do that. Now, once I add the line, I can always rearrange the order of this stuff. So if I click it, let's go back to another line here. Click. See how it's blue? Now I'm going to click again and hold my left mouse button down. So I click, and now I can drag. See, now I can change the order. So you can always rearrange the order of these to whatever you want. Again, if I don't want it, I can delete it. Whenever we set a template up, which means when we set up your database, we're going to load a template with inspections, services, and concerns. We will already have what we call quick picks connected to the lines. So for example, if I click on this line for balance, you'll see over here when I hover my mouse, all these jobs are already related to that inspection line. So how do we do this? We simply click the line, we come up here and we hit edit. So what we have done already is we've connected all of these jobs to that particular inspection line. So what if I have another job that I want to add to this list? We go to action, add. I go into my tires here. So here are all the service packages that are in the tires. So I may have a new balance. See, I got one for 6 tires here that I added. So I click it, hit OK, and that adds it to the list. Now, if you have stuff that you see in here that you don't want to use, that's fine too. You can click on it, go to action, and remove it. So you can add and remove whatever you want in here. The other thing that you can do too is you can make any line you want a header line. A header line. So all I got to do is just click it, check the box, and see now it bolds it, and that makes it a header line. So you can set these up however you like. Typically, there won't be any related components here. Sometimes you'll have a trigger. So that's going to be for very specific inspections. So triggers are for the reminders. You may want to go watch the tour on reminders in the setup, and then it'll explain how this works and how you can connect those. And again, it'll automatically go out to all locations unless you specify otherwise. So once you have this set, you save it. Now again, if I wanted to make a different inspection, I might have one for car and light truck, I might have one for medium truck or heavy duty truck. So I just simply click on it, right click, and I can duplicate. So by duplicating, it's going to bring everything across, and then I can go back and change anything I want. I can edit the header, edit the inspection, the related, and the triggers. Let's go over to a location real quick and let's see how this is going to work. So here we've taken this inspection and we actually edited it a little bit. We put a price in there and we added the 6 balance tires to the balance line. So from our enterprise, once we have everything set, it will automatically go out to the locations. Now, that's called data synchronization, by the way. And then it may take a little bit for it to get out there. So it may take a little, it's not going to happen immediately. Okay. So what that means is whenever I make changes here, it won't be reflected immediately at the location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log off real quick and I'm going to go log back on. So this is just to trigger it since we're doing this quickly here. So make sure it synchronizes. Now I'm going to go out of my enterprise and let's go over and look at a location. Now again, data synchronization, there's various ways to do it. This is just one of the ways that I'm doing it. And we will have a separate tour on this. So if I go look in my setup at the location, I'm in location 2. And I go down to work order setup, inspections, tires and wheels. There's my inspection. Now, if you look to the far right, you're going to see it's coming from the enterprise and it is synchronized with the enterprise. So that's telling you it's going to mirror or match exactly what we set up at the enterprise. See, there's my labor, $29.95. It's not showing the line pricing. It's been formatted so it doesn't even show the hours. At the bottom, it tells you it's being synchronized with the enterprise. So let's go see how this works on a work order. So I'm going to go over to my work orders, open this up. Here I have somebody coming in with a tire concern. We're going to go add a tire inspection. So as soon as I put it on the work order, you'll note it's charging $29.95. Now again, as a service writer, you're going to see all the details of the line. But remember, when I print the invoice, it's just going to have labor and the total. It won't show the hours or how much per hour. When I go down to the bottom left corner, you're going to see a little tab called Inspections. Here's my checklist. You have your okay, suggest, and recommend columns. Now, if you're not sure on how this works, you can always go back and watch the tour on inspection results. It goes into quite a bit of detail on how you can customize all of this. So if my technician says, hey, I recommend balancing the tires and maybe doing a rotation or whatever, I can select what they want. I can double click it. I can suggest it. I can require or recommend it. And I can use any of these drop-ins, these pre-set up drop-ins. So let's say he suggests it and he's recommending it based on informed experience. So at this point, I want to add the service package to the work order. Click. So what the system does, because we have quick picks already set up, see, it immediately pulls up all the jobs that pertain to this inspection line. So maybe I want to recommend a tire rotation and balance. I'm going to add. So we've documented back here and have added the service package. So when I go back to the work order, there's my service package on the work order. We save it, and now we have it going. So back at the setup, again, this is synchronized with the enterprise. Well, what if I want to make a change here? In other words, I may not want to charge $29.95 at this particular location. I might want to charge $39.95 or $59.95 or nothing. So I open this up. I'm going to left click, right click, and edit or double click. So in order to change anything here, I have to override here. Bottom right corner. Check the box. Now I can open this up and I can change it. So at this particular location, I might want to charge more. Maybe $49.95. So I can do that if I wish. So I can override this. Let's go see if we can override the title. See if I go up here and edit header. See, I can't change the title, but I can certainly change the description if I need to. I can also go to the inspection. What can I do here? Well, I can add lines here if I need to, if I need something more specific at a particular location. I can insert, edit, delete, and edit the quick picks here. I can do related. Maybe I want to add inspections or service packages and set triggers for reminders. So this does give you the capability of customizing it at the location if you need to. Again, you can hide from view. I don't want the service advisors to even see this or use it. I can put in a duration here if I want. Once I have the changes, I save it. See, now it's still coming from the enterprise originally, but it's no longer synchronized because we overrode and made a change. Now you can take anything in here, whether it's a concern, an inspection, or a service, highlight it, right click, and duplicate it. The one thing you want to remember is anytime you do something at a location like this, you're completely disconnecting it from the enterprise. You notice down at the bottom, see there's no synchronization or anything. So now when I go to edit, I can edit the title. Maybe I want to make one for, medium trucks, something like that. And then I can go edit the inspection. Save it. So this, I'm actually disconnecting it is what I'm doing. See how the synchronize is grayed out? It's really not synchronized with the original template. So that's the basics on how inspections are made and how they're utilized. And again, you can always override a little bit if you need to at the location or even make different ones.